Commanders Nation, get ready because what's happening in Ashbourne right now could shape our entire playoff future. Dallas just dropped a bombshell that's put Dan Quinn in a dangerous spot. A brutal mistake in our secondary cost us big and exposed cracks we can't ignore. And Adam Peters is making secret moves nitrogen monoxide one saw coming. We're 1 week away from the playoffs, and the decisions made in the next few hours could be the difference between glory and total disaster. Will Quinn fall into the trap of nostalgia? Can our defense learn from unforgivable mistakes? Are you ready to uncover Peters' hidden strategy? Subscribe now and hit like because what's coming next is unmissable. News 1. Trevin Diggs and the dangerous temptation Commanders fans. I'm telling you this with all the honesty in the world. Dallas just dropped a bomb that could be our downfall if we're not careful. You heard that right. $97 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. Marcus, an all-pro on the market? We should go get him. Hold up. Let me break down why this Dallas move is a trap dressed up as an opportunity. You think that's a coincidence? I don't. And when he has played, it's been a complete disaster. He's given up nearly 18 yards per reception. 18 yards. To put that in perspective, when quarterbacks target him, they're posting a perfect passer rating of 158.3. And here's the craziest part. Dan Quinn, our head coach, had success with Diggs in Dallas. And that's where the danger lies, Commanders Nation. Quinn has this tendency, this sometimes blind loyalty to his past connections. We saw it with Joe Witt Jr. We've seen it with other questionable moves. But let me ask you this. Do we want a player who was great in the past? Or do we want to build a dominant future? Because right now, Diggs isn't the answer. He's a ticking time bomb in our secondary. Look, I get the nostalgia. I get wanting to believe a change of scenery can revive a player. I believe Adam Peters needs to slam the brakes if Quinn even thinks about bringing in Diggs. Remember when we brought in Marshon Lattimore? Same story, big name, injury history, shaky performance. And what happened? Exactly what we feared. We can't make that mistake again. Here's the truth, family. We need players who are healthy, on the rise, and hungry to prove something. We don't need broken down vets cashing checks while giving up touchdowns like it's nothing. Our defense is already historically bad. You think adding a corner playing the worst football of his career is going to fix that? I'm telling you this. If Peters and Quinn bring in Diggs, that's the last straw for my trust in this coaching staff. That would mean we've learned nothing from our past mistakes. That would be choosing comfort over competition. Luckily, it looks like Green Bay and Chicago are interested in Diggs for the playoffs. Let them make that mistake. We need to focus on finding a new defensive coordinator, new young talent, and building something sustainable for the future. Do you trust Quinn to resist the temptation of bringing in Diggs? Or do you think his loyalty to the past will cost us big? News 2. Quan Martin and the costly mistake, if that shocked you. Wait till you hear this, because what happened with Quan Martin against Dallas is exactly the kind of mental mistake we can't afford this late in the season. Dan Quinn confirmed it Monday. Martin got benched after a brutal coverage error that led to an 82-yard touchdown by Kevin to Turpin. And I'm telling you, Quinn made the right call. Let me set the scene. 3rd and 11. Dallas deep in their own territory. Tressway had just pinned a perfect punt. The defense had a chance to get off the field, give the ball to Jaden Daniels, and flip the momentum. And what happens? Martin misreads the play. Turpin runs free down the middle, and Dak Prescott hits him for an EAS-wide touchdown. Now, I know Pro Football Focus blamed Mike St. Ristel for the play, but Quinn was clear. It was Martin's assignment mistake. And the consequences were instant. He only played 28 defensive snaps, his lowest in 2 years. And you know what? This is what we need. We can't have standards without consequences. We can't preach accountability and then do nothing when someone screws up like this. Quinn sent a message, not just to Martin, but to the entire roster. Mental mistakes come with a price, but here's where it gets interesting. Quinn also said something important. My belief in Quan is sky high. He's in his third year, still has a year left on his rookie deal, and he's shown flashes of being a solid safety in this league. I believe this is a teaching moment, not a throwaway moment. Martin needed to sit on that bench and think about what went wrong. He needed to feel the weight of that 82-yard mistake while his teammates kept fighting on the field. But now I ask you, is this a pattern with Martin, or was it a one-time slip? Quinn was specific about the kind of mistakes that are most vexing, the mental ones. Physical mistakes happen. A receiver beats you in speed. A tackle breaks your tackle. That's football. But mental errors, blown assignments, misread coverages, those destroy defenses. Our defense is already destroyed. We're giving up points like it's nothing. We can't afford to hand out 82-yard touchdowns because someone wasn't locked in. The good news is Martin is young. He can learn. He can grow. But he needs to understand that at this level, at this point in the season, with playoffs on the line, there's zero room for mental mistakes like that. Do you think Martin will bounce back stronger from this? Or is this a sign we need to look for a replacement in free agency? News 3. Talent tryouts revealed a strategy, and just when you thought we were done, you're crazy. Because Adam Peters just gave us a glimpse of his real strategy with Tuesday's talent tryouts. Washington officially brought in 6 free agents for workouts, and the list is EYE opening. Guard Salah Almave-Laulu, tackle Marshall Forner, wide receiver Tristan Jackson, linebacker DJ Johnson, defensive end Jaw Joyner, and wide receiver Montrell Washington. Now, I'm telling you, these aren't random tryouts. Peters is being strategic, filling specific needs, and prepping for what's ahead. Let's start with Tristan Jackson, and has bounced around practice squads and active rosters with the Vikings and Cardinals. Only played 2 games this season with Minnesota. What does that tell me? Peters is looking for depth at receiver. Sure, we've got Terry McLaurin. We've got Jahan Dotson when he's healthy. But what if we need fresh legs for the playoffs? Jackson knows offenses. He's been in systems, and he could be a smart insurance policy. But here's where it gets really interesting. They brought in 2 offensive linemen, Almave-Laulu at guard and Forner at tackle. You think that's a coincidence? I don't. Peters knows protecting Jaden Daniels is priority number 1. If one of our starters goes down, we need guys who already know the system. Then there's the defensive side, a linebacker and a defensive end, DJ Johnson and Jaw Joyner. This is where I see Peters trying to patch the massive holes in our historically bad defense. Look, I know these aren't names that'll get fans hyped. We're not talking all pros. But let me ask you this. Would you rather have depth with guys who've been in the league, who know the grind, who can step in at any moment, or would you rather be praying no one gets hurt? Every snap matters. Every player on that roster could be the difference between moving on or going home early. Peters is playing chess while other teams are playing checkers. He's anticipating needs, creating competition, and sending a message to the roster. Nitrogen monoxide 1 spot is safe. If there's someone out there who can do your job better, we're bringing them in. And that's exactly the mindset we need. No more blind loyalty. No more, well, this guy's been here for years, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. No, if you don't produce, someone else is ready to take your place. Here's the truth. Commanders Nation, Peters is building a culture of competition. He's saying it doesn't matter if you're a vet or a rookie. Or are they just insurance for the future? Look, family, I'm telling you this from the heart. We're at a crucial moment for this franchise. Making the next few weeks will decide if we're a one-and-done playoff team or if we're building something sustainable for years to come. Will one of these free agents become a key piece? I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that you, the Commanders Nation, deserve transparency, real analysis, and a channel that tells you the truth without filters. If you think Quinn should consider it, drop a comment. I want to hear your take. And if you want to be part of this family that lives and breathes burgundy and gold every single day, that breaks down every move, every decision, every play with the passion and knowledge this team deserves, then subscribe to this channel right now. Because I guarantee you tomorrow, we'll have more explosive news. I guarantee that when Peters makes his next move, you'll hear it here first, with the deepest analysis and the most authentic passion. Don't miss what's coming, family. And remember, hail to the Redskins!